Chaos consumes my club once again, guys. More than you can believe. Surprise. Breaking news. Nkunku out for 3-4 weeks. Ta-da. Welcome to the shit show. We're back and we're live. Do you know what I mean? It's just absolutely mind-boggling how we can just go from one disaster to another, one day after the next. It's just repetitive. It's just a cycle of crap and it just never ends. You have to get used to it at this point. You have to just become normalized to this, numb to this, guys. You mean to tell me the João Felix replacement is going to have less of an impact on our season than João Felix himself in 6 months? Because this guy has been injured for most of the season and he will be injured for the most of the rest of the season. And he is now out for 3 to 4 weeks, so which means we won't see him until after the March international break at the earliest. And we have Jackson, who's only got 1 yellow card remaining on his list before he's suspended, which he will collect sooner than you can believe. And then, of course, Broja, who is on loan at Fulham, which leaves us with no strikers. Which means Cole Palmer goes back up front. It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I don't know why we find ourselves in this predicament with injuries this season. I don't know why we continuously have setbacks and rehabilitation programs. And I don't know what's going on. Because sometimes I see us integrating players back in a really, calm, cautious manner. Badiashile before the new year. Nkunku. Carney Chukwuemeka. Sometimes, yes, we've had to rush someone back like an Okachukwu against Wolves because Caicedo was injured. But it's just, how many more injuries can one club take? It's just so tiring, so draining. And the thing is, at this point, who is at fault? I just don't know. I can speculate, we can speculate, but I don't really want to. I'd just love to know why. I'd love to get information. I'd love to be told what is happening behind the scenes. Is it the regime for training? Is it the medical team? Is it players, saying that they're ready to come back and we're not, going follow through protocol and we're rushing people back like Roy Hodgson with Elise? I don't understand. I don't know. I really don't know. But what I do know is that we are finished. I know that. We are finished. Because it's if this is going to happen continuously, we already struggle as it is. We already can't get no cohesion, no chemistry in this, no fluidity in this team. We can barely structure attacks without having to transition and counter. But, if anyone sets up a block, it's a long day. If we just continue to keep having to take players in and out of this side, we're not going to be going anywhere. So we know that we've already got a lack of options up front. We know that we didn't bring in a striker in January. And now we know this player that is meant to be the briefing's key player that was going to save Chelsea and reignite Chelsea and take Chelsea to higher levels when he returned from injury is now injured again. And he will miss that game at the Emirates and he will miss Brentford. So, and we know how tough the Brentford game is at home for us. So it's a long day. It's a long day. I don't know what's going on anymore. Like I said to you, I'm numb to this now. I don't look for people's return dates. I don't get excited about James being back on individual training. I don't get excited about Lavia being back on the grass because there is just no point. There could be a setback any moment. It's now become my nature to be very pessimistic when it comes to fitness of any player at this club at this current time. There is just no point. So that's your breaking news. I'm sorry to bring it to you, but it's the facts of the matter is we are now one man down in the attack again. The misfiring, dysfunctional attack is now even more depleted. We move on to what I was trying to cover yesterday or trying to cover for this morning's video, but YouTube wanted to bug out and have its own little meltdown. So they weren't going to show you the video or show some of you the video, but not show me the video, not show my editor the video. And there's a whole heap of drama on the YouTube system and site right now. So hopefully this video is received to you in its normal capacity. But I was trying to address the manager merry-go-round that is coming this summer and the rumours that have already begun and the briefings of Pochettino potentially being under review, being under intense pressure, scrutinised for a lack of achieving the objective, which is European football, which it doesn't look like he's going to get. And I said against Wolves, which is when I snapped, that we're not getting European football via the league, right? Which is one of the best ways to get it because it's under your control. It's a long season. It's game in, game out, week after week. And if you put together any sort of consistency and form, you can achieve that 6th spot that was there for us, Europa League qualification. That's now not going to happen because of those drop points. Now the Conference League, of course, we saw the whole UEFA FFP regulations. Do we even want to be partaking in that as a sporting event? Are we going to just forego it? Doesn't matter because we lost to Liverpool. So now the only other option is to win the FA Cup, which is obviously the preview for Leeds will come out tomorrow morning, where we will go over the full quotes from the press conference and whatever other news there is to round up. But this is just a short form, quick, digestible video for you guys today. Whilst YouTube is bugging, we have to win the FA Cup to secure Europa League. And even if we do win the FA Cup and secure Europa League, this manager's position still should be under review based upon what has happened in the league up until this point. And the directors who are trying to put his position under review should also be under review because they are the ones that appointed him and they're the ones that have recruited these players for this amount of money and put us in this precarious position with still a lack of spine to show for our funds. So they should also be under review, which circles all the way back to my original point, which is that a world-class sporting director, CEO, technical director, whatever word you want to use in this scenario, should be appointed immediately to oversee every single individual at this football club that needs to be held accountable. And that is just as simple as it sounds. And if it doesn't get done in that manner, then we're going to have the wrong directors making the wrong decisions in the future when they come to appoint the successors. Now, speaking of the successors, we've been linked with many 3 at the back managers, or at least this season, that's what they've been, tried and tested with. Xabi Alonso, not linked, but is up and coming and doing very well. Inzaghi at Inter Milan, not linked too much, but still subtle. And at Inter Milan doing very well with his 3 at the back formation. Obviously, Ruben, Amorim, or Almorim, or Al-Norim. We'll learn if he signs. He is also linked heavily with the job because of his achievements and his accolades at Sporting Lisbon. Now, that's three at the back managers. And that's why I have to allude to last week's video speaking about 3 at the back and speaking about, potentially how does that look? How does that work for us? Does it work for us with a Maxson at a left wing back next season? Maybe a Reece James at a right side centre back? Keeping him a little bit more stationary for that recovery from surgery, and Nkunku in an inside forward position, a Palmer too. More protection at centre-back with the 3rd behind Enzo and Caicedo. No natural real DM in that pivot. It can the calculations can be done. But it doesn't matter if people can't stay fit. It doesn't matter if this is an ongoing situation on a medical side. So everything is linked with one another and everything is falling in its own department and category, and it's just leading to this entire shit show that is our club. From a medical side, managerial side, tactical side, director side, recruitment side, every single side of this coin is absolutely screwed at this current moment, and it's just very tiring to have to keep mentioning that Chelsea are going into these cup games with very, very little room for error. We come up against a high-flying Leeds. We know that it's a rivalry with history. We have to win that game. Otherwise, it's absolutely curtains on the wall, as Saeed would say, and the manager's position will be untenable. It's already, for many people and for myself, become a point where he's not going to be the manager next year. It is like a dead man walking. It is inevitable. But you will be risking the sack on Thursday morning if you lose to Leeds at home. It's just fair to say. So that's what's going on right now. The directors, for some reason, are still reportedly yesterday getting love and backing and a lack of scrutiny on their roles. Egbali and Win Stanley have found this friendship, which is so irrelevant to me. I just don't care about your friendship. This is not football friends. It's not in-betweeners. You need to be held accountable. You need to be held accountable. And that's that. I'm not here for the pat on the back. Brighton brothers coming through the door, in the back end, helping friends, circle of harmony, circle of love. No. Are you doing your job? If you're going to release a statement, Daniel Flinkenstein has said on Twitter, one of the Chelsea board members that has come out and said, we're going to pass your message of wanting some transparency on the situation to the club fans forum and the club, fan representatives for the club and all of these groups that they've set up. If you're going to put out a statement, we need a plan. A to B to C. Not waffle, not words of project, not words of young, youth, foreseeable futures. I don't want no buzzwords. I don't want no, we are trying to make this bigger, better. I want a plan. I want a 3-year plan. I want objectives in those years, and I want key requirements for each stage that you have to hit, that we can hold you accountable for, so we know as an ownership that you have a Scooby-Doo about what you want to do next. Not what you've done so far, not what you thought was going to happen with this young group that you've put together, not what the ifs, the musts, the could-bes, the should-bes, the data, the XGs, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, if we got this and we did that. No. What is your plan? If that is the statement you want to release, or that is the interview you want to conduct, then we will listen. If you are going to come and waffle, then please save it. We're not interested, I can assure you. So we move. That's the situation. That's your breaking news. Try not to let it bother you too much, because you should be numb to it by now. We get injuries and we'll have many more. Until next time, big up your damn selves. Make sure you smash up the likes. Make sure you subscribe. Leeds preview coming tomorrow morning. In a bit, people. Peace.